Hi everyone, I'm bringing you a video on scanning and how to be faster at scanning. There's a few tips and tricks I want to share, and it will help you get the winter sites, the very competitive winter sites, much more quickly, I guess, and scan everything down more quickly than you might be used to currently. So I've recorded 2 clips. This is one of 2, and I'm going to bind them all into one video. This first section I'm just going to talk about the fit and also the general technique I use for each of the sites. So the fit is quite simple. It's just an MWD, 2 scan pinpointing arrays, a relic analyzer, 2 nanofibers, and 2 experimental hyperspatial accelerators to improve the warp speed. The gravity capacitor upgrade 1 to improve the strength of the scan, and 2 hyperspatial velocity optimizers. And the point of all this lot is to get faster align time, faster warp time, faster everything. You've just got to be fast. And I've got the fit open in Python here as well, and you can see I've got about 108 scan strength, and my warp speed is 8.37 AU, so I'm much quicker at warping than probably some of these other guys are. The probe launcher is a Sisters probe launcher, and it's a Sisters core probe launcher and a Sisters core probe probes that I've got on there for scanning. So yeah, that's the main fit. My skills are here below, so I have relatively decent skills, with the exception of this one, which is just a pain to improve and takes a lot of time. So yeah, I don't have 100% optimal skins. I don't have any implants that are going to affect this. I've just got regular stuff that's just irrelevant. So yeah, that's the fit in a nutshell. Let's go through the technique very quickly then. So I'm going to go through a couple of the winter sites in the next few jumps. So I'm going to do them nice and slowly, so I can just show you quickly what I'm doing. So as I jump into the site, I mean, this is bound to 1, and my relic analyzer is bound to X. Sorry, my data analyzer is bound to X, so I can just hit X or hit 1, and that will do whatever one of these few functions. So I'm just going to try and find a winter site dead quick. Should be in the next few jumps. So yeah, if I press 1, it will launch my probes, and the data analyzer will be activated through that shortcut as well. And the shortcuts are found in the settings here under the shortcuts window. And you'll find the module settings where I set this. Medium power slot 1 is X, and then high power slot is set to 1. The other shortcuts are B, which launches the probes, and V for D-scan. So if I press a V right now, it'll bring up the D-scan window, and it also has the probe window in as well, and there's like a docking open in a separate window. So you'll have a button that has a square like this if you don't have these 2 together. I've got them bound together, but you can have a separate window and just use this square button for the probe window to get stuck inside the directional scan window, which is what I like to do because I like to see everything, and that's exactly what it does. It's beautiful. So hopefully this should be a system, I'm guessing, with some winter sites. So the first thing I'll do, and I'm in cloak at the minute, is I'll just move my ship, and you'll see me in the main clip move the ship, press 1 to launch the probes, and this window will already be open here. And I reset the probes using the pinpoint formation in case I've used control to reduce or improve, or if I tried to change the shape of the probes in any way, I just press this, which will reset it. And I want the AU size to be 8, but I actually use Alt mouse wheel out, Alt mouse wheel in. See the difference that it makes? It just brings the probes in or out together, and that's just changing the probe size, the probe scan size here. So if we just, the first thing I would do is I'd have these already set to 8 before I jump into the system generally, and I'll go to one of the cosmic anomalies. I'll just shove it over, like instantly shove it over, and I press B right now. But there's another little tip you can take away from this as well, is that the celestial, if it's close to a the cosmic signature, if it's close to a celestial, such as a moon, station, whatever, that is generally 4 AU away from the closest one. You know, it has to be quite close. So I'm going to use Alt mouse wheel in to bring the probes in, press B to launch the probes, and that will get that scanning. So I'm scanning over the celestial, even though the cosmic signature's here, and this will show me a match at 4 AU because they're always 4 AU away. And these are probably, oh, this is a 5% scan. So again, just hover over, and this should be 1 AU scan, I believe. So I'll do it again slowly, bring the probes into 1 AU, and I generally go from bird's eye view down and then to the side to check it's fitting right, and that will be more or less spot on now. So once I get to 1 AU, I'll press B. B will scan it. Another trick here is I can, whilst I'm doing this, and I'll do it now, but 24% is going to be more or less spot on. So again, from the top to the side, and that'll get you the quickest one. Use Alt to bring this in, and I'll just mouse wheel all the way down, and I'm going to press Control and do a couple of clicks in, which will pinpoint it even further once you get a specific match, and press B. And I'll also warp to a signature that's near it. I've done this a bit slow because I'm talking, but I would have warped to, whilst I'm scanning this, warped to a celestial within 100 here. Generally I get like a 100% match on that. Sometimes it's not always perfect, but there we go. That should be perfect now. So if I press B, but the point is I'm now here and the celestial is here, so the signature's here, so I don't have far to warp to. So again, I'm just doing everything to optimize speed at which I get to into these data sites, and then I'll reset the probes, put them back to 8 AU, and I would scan the next signature as I'm going across. Here it's next to celestial, press on the celestial, knock that down to 4 AU, press B to scan. Using my, in the background I'm navigating towards this, and pressing X to load my data relic analyzer, which will bring up the window, and you'll see I'll press V here generally. I didn't mean to press that one, but I press V to see if there's anyone's, I'm scanning to see if anyone's close. The point is I want to scan this as quickly as possible, but I also want to be scanning the next one whilst I'm doing it. So as I say, I'm doing this very, very slowly so everyone can follow. And we've got matches, so we're going to go for a 1 AU scan, bring these in, B to scan. Leave the window open for now. So I want to find, if someone else is scanning, I want them to find this site generally. So it wastes their time looking for the wrong signature, which is already taken. Bring these into 0.25, press B, and this may be a match, so I'm just going to finish this. Grab the loop. I should have brought the probes in with Control there and to guarantee I would have finished it. But as you can see, I'm sort of scanning 2 things at once. Yeah, so it's just, you know, you're optimizing. There should be no time where you're not scanning like a signature for signatures and system. Like the thing should be going like the blinkers. It should be going really, really quick. So bring the probes in. But yeah, that's the general technique. There's a few other things as well. Sometimes you'll get like a line where you've got 2 points it can be at, and when you get that result, it's usually the furthest one away. So you need to scan over the one that's the, you know, the circle that's the furthest away from where your probes currently are. Sometimes you'll get a circle one, and when you get the circle result in the scanning window, you don't change your AU, simply just change nothing, but bring the probes over the one in the center of the circle. And that's my result, what I found the best. Yeah, so when if you get a line with 2 points on it, go to the one that's furthest away from your probes. If you get a circle and the things in the middle, don't change the AU size, just put the probes in the center of the circle where the cosmic anomaly is, and then hit scan. But yeah, that's the general technique, and so I'm going to go over that now in a full speed section so you can see me in action. You know, the speed I'm doing it at, I'm doing everything very, very quickly. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to move on to the second part of this video. I'm currently in a winter area, and I'm going to talk through how I'm going to try and beat these other guys. I mean, I've just jumped into a system and the people already scanned these sites down, so I try and talk as quickly as I can and clearly as I can through this. Essentially, I'm going to put this at 1 AU. So yeah, I'm just going to talk through what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Hopefully we get this makes sense. So I'm going to do a 1 AU scan here. I'll explain why in a minute. 20% match is usually a 1/4 AU scan. So bring this down, and I want it perfect on this particular one. So this is a 1/4 AU, bring the mouse wheel in. So the way I did that is I hit Control, bring the mouse wheel in, and then I hit Alt, bring the mouse wheel in to put the AU to 0.25, and then hit Control and bring the mouse wheel in a few times to polarize it a little bit. So scan the next site down, so you don't want to waste any time. B to scan. Don't know if there's anyone here. So clearly they're my probes, so that's fine. So there's no one actually scanning this site down, so we can take an extra second to try and get this one as well. I don't know what's happening with my window here. There we go. So 3% match up until like 6%. I'd say that's going to be a 4 AU scan, so Alt mouse wheel in B, and approach this and press V to scan locally. So I press Control Q and click to approach this. I'm going to lock it, and there's no rush because there's no probes on scan, so there's no one scanning this down. 6% match, again, back to our 1 AU scan. So I'm going to bring this right down very close. And Alt mouse wheel in and B. And I'm going to start hacking this one and find the exit but not complete it. So the idea here is I'm not interested in how fast I hack the sites, how much time I can waste of everybody else's trying to find sites that are hackable. So if someone starts scanning this site and I'm here, well, they can't take it and I've wasted their time, so happy days. So bring this into 0.25, and this may or may not give us an instant hit, so let's try and find the exit as quickly as we can here. I don't want to finish it though. Yeah, we do want to finish it. But I see I wasted maximum time with someone else if they were to scan this site currently. So we're going to do the next signature. I think it's usually the furthest one away, so let's just try this. I don't know if it's going to work this time because I wasn't scanning for this one. So no matches on local scan, so we are still ahead of these guys that are in the system scanning before me. So we've got a 3.9% match, and that's a 4 AU scan. So bring the mouse wheel, so Alt, mouse wheel in, one click, that makes this down to 4 AU. Let's lock this up, press V to scan locally, so there's no one scanning this particular site. I'm going to press X, which is my shortcut to open the relic scanner. Get this open. So we've got 7% match, that's going to be a half AU scan. So above 7%, up into about 15 is about half AU scan usually, so half AU, again same technique, Alt mouse wheel down. I'm just going to find the exit and just leave the window open. Maximum annoyance for everyone else, and someone's already got that site, not these back, I think these back up to 8 AU. Go for the next signature, which is this one. And I'm just going to make it rough, B, B to scan. So hopefully this guy tries to scan down this site first, which would be nice to waste his time. We do see some probes on scan now. So I'm wondering if he's trying to scan this one down. Hopefully he is, and that'll buy me time to get this one before him. So 3% match is going to be a 4AU scan once again. So Alt mouse wheel in, B to scan. I'm going to press V to scan. So we see how we're wasting this guy's time here, and it means we've got more chance of getting this one because he's not scanning it when we are. So while he's wasting time scanning this site which he can't get, happy days for us. And I'm going to note this down, there's a half AU scan above 7. B to scan. I'm pressing V here for my scan button in case anyone's interested, just because I can see the probes coming in. So we're getting a match, so this should be more or less ready for the next site to come in just after this next scan. So I'm going to use Alt to bring this in, Control and mouse wheel in a few times, hit Analyze, and I'm going to complete the site because I think that may or may not give it a hit in just a second. We've wasted this guy's maximum amount of time. So Microwarpdrive off, warp to within 0, probes reset. That resets the probes if you use Control. So we're warping to the next site, B to scan. And did we get this? So my site that close, cool. So you see, it's like all about wasting everyone else's time essentially. And we want to do a 4AU scan here. So 4AU, V to scan. No one's here yet, so this guy hopefully picks the wrong site again. Should be lovely. And tries to scan this one down next. Even if he doesn't, I'm going to try and beat him if he is currently scanning this other one as well. So 1AU scan for this one. X, get the relic. Let's just hope we get it. So 19% is a 0.25 AU scan. Oops. Messed this up a little bit. 0.25 scan. Where's V? He isn't scanning this site, so it's pointless to waste any more time wasting his time. I'm going to move away from there so I don't bump into the site. And hopefully we just have to click this and, oh my goodness me, click, move the thing up here, Control to bring the mouse wheels in a bit. So I press Control and mouse wheel down there just to reduce the spread of the probes. Hopefully we beat him to this one as well, which would be nice. I'll reset the probes before I bring him in. Bring him in because there's no more. Reload that ready. And it looks like we beat him to this one, so I don't see him scanning. Maybe he just gave up because I'm too good. Hit X, which is my shortcut to load this module. Maybe it's in the next system, so we're going to do this one fast to beat him in the next system too. Oh my goodness, where is it? Why am I not getting that?
Warp drive active.